Hey everyone, how you doing today? Okay, so today's game is 7 Days to Die. I was looking for just something a little different to play, and I found this game on Steam during their holiday sale. And I'm playing it on PC. It's about $8.50, about $9 on Steam right now. So this is a fairly cheap game. You can't see it, but it's in there's a tag on the screen that says it's in alpha mode. So this game is still technically under development. I've been playing it for a day or two now to get the hang of it and figure out how it all works and see if there's any bugs in it. And quite honestly, there's only a couple things that I ran into that were certainly not game-changing bugs at all. The visuals look pretty good. The game's pretty good. It's definitely got a ton of playability for the $9. And as it continues to get developed, as they get more funding, I think this game's going to turn into something that, you know, will be a game to go back to here and there every once in a while when you just want to entertain yourself. If you're watching for the first time, a couple comments on wearing blue blocker sunglasses. They're not really sunglasses, they're blue blockers, because I have lights coming at me from the front, and it just clarifies the screen quite a bit so I can see what I'm doing here. So if you watch my just talking videos with Morphine talking about streaming and things like that, or gaming, you'll see I don't wear the glasses. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to continue a game that I've been playing just because I have some materials I've saved with character and all that, and it'll be easier for me to do some introductory tips and tricks. And what I think I'm going to do a little later, after we play for a bit, I'm going to cut the game. We'll cut the stream for a bit, take a break for lunch, and then when I come back, I'm going to run a new game with a brand new character and see how all I do with my own tips and tricks and surviving the game. So I'm not cheating at all. I don't have cheat mode on. There is a cheat mode, I guess. And I guess I would consider this where my character is now, maybe mid-game. And I'm going to explain as that goes through when we get into the game interface. So let me just continue the game. First thing you're presented with is the game screen, you know, start a new game and all that. This is a multiplayer online game. However, you don't have to play it online. I had my internet went out the other day, and I was looking for a game to play. I had this installed. I pulled it up, and luckily, you can run it just fine, single player, without anyone else. I have not done this multiplayer. Maybe if I can convince Morphine or someone else out there to get the game, or if they already have the game, I can play it multiplayer and see what that experience is like, because I'd really like to try that out. So here's what I have set up. You can do some things in the game. Well, in the setup, you can just take the default setup, and I believe it has multiple players, but when I was offline, it was in offline mode. But I set the max players to 1 player, so it's only going to be me playing on the board. Server visibility not listed, so I won't go through any of this on the multiplayer options, but it is there. There is some other options that I have changed, and I want to show that to you. There's some basic settings, advanced multiplayer settings. On the basic settings, there's difficulty. So I have it at the default difficulty here. You can set the time a day lasts and all that. So 1 day is 1 hour. I have not changed any of this. The one thing I did change, let me see, the one thing I did change here on the advanced tab, this is a bit of cheating, but I'm going to explain why. 2 things. I said drop on death. So when your character dies in the game, you will die. When your character dies in the game, you lose everything. It gets dropped into a backpack. And to get it back, you have to run back to that backpack and grab everything in it. And of course, if you dropped it where there's enemies, the zombies or anything like that, they may kill you again. But the backpack, it would be persistent in the game, and I assume multiplayer, the other players can pick up your backpack. So right here I have it set to drop nothing. So I die, there's really no real consequence except you go back to where you last set your home base to, and I'll show you that in game. You can drop everything. That's what I had it set to. That makes it difficult. That's the default setting. Or you can just drop what's in your tool belt, what's in your fast inventory. And I'm going to keep this on nothing just to make it easier for this somewhat tips, tricks, tutorial walkthrough that I'm going to do today. Mark airdrops is another setting that I set to non-default. Every, I believe it's 3 days in the game, a plane will fly overhead and drop something, some materials, some loot, and you can go and try to find it. If it's pretty hard to find if you don't have the mark airdrops on. This marks a little yellow icon on your map, which I'll show you. And if you're near the airdrop, even if you see the plane, you sometimes can't see where the airdrop is, but if you're relatively near it, it puts up a cloud of orange smoke. So you could locate it, but you have to have some idea where it dropped. And there's not much indication other than the direction the plane's flying. So that's why I turned that on. Persistent profiles. I'm not sure why I set that to on as off. I'll have to go back and take a look at that. And I didn't set anything in the multiplayer. Again, we're not going to be doing multiplayer right away. Okay, let's start the game and jump right in. So there's a loading screen. Shows you a bit of the zombies. There's numbers of different types of zombies. Some do seem to be more powerful than others. This game is a lot like DayZ. If you have played DayZ, this game has a lot of similarities to it. It's difficult. You will die a lot. You'll lose your stuff. You have to constantly eat and drink and cure yourself when you get infected or if you break a leg or something like that. However, I would describe it, if you're going to compare it to DayZ, as an easier DayZ. And if anyone out there is familiar with DayZ and how DayZ works, then you'll be familiar with this game. You could just jump right in and you could figure it out. You can figure it out really quickly. So let me go into the game right here. You can hit, I was just hitting escape. I'm on PC. If you hit escape, it pulls up the menu and my mouse cursor I can move it to other windows. So I may do that occasionally when I have to change something on the stream. Okay. So when you first come into the game, you're going to come into a random area on the map, and I'm going to open up the map. And I have already played, so I didn't appear in a random area. I spawned in an area where I set down a sleeping bag on the ground. And let me show you that. So this is the map. The map is very large. And as far as I can tell, see, I'm scrolling around. There's a lot of undiscovered areas. I've played this for 2-3 days, and I have discovered barely anything. You can see my paths of where I walked, and my visibility. The cloud of war was uncovered there, I guess. This is a very, very large map. And the first thing you're going to do is want to find a trader, and you're going to get a mission to do that. And I'll show you that. So let's off the map for a second. So I haven't discovered everything. And the map, I believe the map stays the same, except for locations of key areas like traders, airdrops, things like that get randomized every game you start. So you could get familiar, like in DayZ, depending on how the server is set up, it's definitely going to be, a random setup, and you'll get a new experience every time you come into the game or start a new game. Okay, so what I have here on the ground are two things that I built. There's crafting involved in here. First things first, let me shut this off. There's crafting involved here, and you will start with nothing. And I'm going to show you how to get what you need to start the game and how to build what I have here on the ground, which is a very simple camp, a fireplace, a sleeping bag. You never actually sleep, by the way. You stay awake all the time. And a secure chest. Okay, so this allows me to store my stuff. I'm assuming, again, on multiplayer that this is instance for the player and other folks can't get into it. Maybe there's a lockpick, though, so other players may be able to lockpick it. I'm not sure. This is the environment. So you see the graphics are not as good as DayZ if you play DayZ on Ultimate Graphics, but they're pretty decent. And on actually with the compression, you guys can never see exactly what I'm looking at because YouTube and Twitter, or YouTube and Twitch do compression when you upload your videos, so it changes everything. A shout out to all the people watching right now. Thank you very much for joining the channel. So, okay, so I'm looking around right here at a location. You can see the world is pretty much destroyed. And way over there, it looks like there's a zombie. Yep, there's a zombie. I'm not going to shoot him yet. And again, you start off with nothing. So you start off with your hands. Okay, and you can see a hand at the bottom of the screen. And you can punch. I'm just clicking the mouse to punch. And there's also a alternate use for tools, weapons, and also your hands. Now, you could see this when I punch, it's just a regular punch, like a left jab. And when I use my right click on the mouse, or however that's default, how you set it up on the PC, it does a kind of like a power move. And it'll do that with other weapons. Like here, let me show you. Here's a sledgehammer. That's a regular hit. And here's a power hit. In the lower left-hand corner of the screen, which you can't see, there's a stamina and a health meter. And you start off with a certain amount, and as you develop your character, you're going to get a little more either stamina or health, depending on what you add, where you add skill points. And we'll get into that a little later. So I'm going to start off, pretend I'm brand new to the game. What do? How do I get the materials to make all this stuff? If you die in the game and you haven't put down a bed, then you will spawn in a random location on the map. It could be near to where you last were, or it could be very far away. Now, this could be disadvantageous if you wanted to spawn back near where you died. It has an advantage to it that I discovered, and here's your first tip. There's no fast travel in this game. Yeah, if you pick up your bed or don't make one, then when you spawn again, you'll fast travel to a location in the map that you haven't been to before. Hopefully that you haven't been to before. Death has a pretty big penalty, and I'm going to show you that too. So you can see on the map here, I didn't walk to this area where I am right now. I died without a bed on the ground, and I spawned over here. And I walked my character over to this area here. And you can't see that too much around you. You can't uncover the map, holistically. You actually have to discover the area. So this, what's called fog of war, is covering up the map. And you see this on many games. So if you game, you should know what I'm talking about. Okay, so how do I make the bed? I believe the tutorial in the game will walk you through that. But if you had missed it, there's a whole crafting options in the game. And let me do some crafting here. So I start with my hands, and a bed is made, I know, because the tutorial walked me through it, is made of kind of grass scraps. So if I go through and I punch the grass, I can get some grass scraps, okay? And you can't make everything out of the materials at first in the game. Some of the simple items you can make, like the bed, and I believe the box, and the fireplace. You can make these 3 items, I believe, at the start of the game. And so what I got, and if I look at my inventory, and I can look at the inventory with tab key, I have a lot of stuff because, again, I've been playing it. This is what I received when I hit the grass. I received some plant fibers. And most of the grass-looking things will give you plant fibers. There also seems to be 2 special types of plants, chrysanthemums and cotton. For some reason, cotton grows everywhere. This is the map is supposedly in, I believe, Arizona, USA, somewhere around there. It may cross other states, but this map is supposedly in Arizona, and I know that because there's a sign here and there that says some national forest in Arizona. Okay, so right now I got some fibers, and the other thing I want to get is some wood. And let's craft some wood. And then craft a simple axe. It would be nice if I had an axe. I do, but let's pretend I started the game. And I just punch the tree for a while. Now, this will impact my stamina, and I can hurt myself by falling as well. Punching does not seem to lower my health at all. And you can't see it because my border's cutting it off, but in the lower right-hand corner of the screen is demonstrating that I received some wood from punching the tree. And here I've got 3 wood. I think I need a little more than that to create a box, so I'm going to punch it a little more. I want to create, and the fourth thing I want to create a bed. I want to create a fireplace, and I want to create a box, and I want to create my first tool, which I'll make an axe, and we'll show you how to do that. So also, this is very similar mechanics in a game like Ark. If you've ever played Ark, where you get dropped off and you're naked and alone and afraid, and you have to start punching a tree. Almost all materials are destructible in the world. You can dig when you get a shovel. You can punch things or smash things like this metal to get metal out of it. And you can also smash concrete blocks to get small rocks. You can also find small rocks. small stone. And I want to pick up, I got some wood, I got some fibers, and I now want to get some small stone. So I'm going to look around this parking lot. And I'm being aware, the area around me, stop killing, hey, how you doing? I didn't even notice that you had joined me. Hey, Sprinkles, how you doing? The area around me right here has some of these small stones lying around. And I also want to make sure every once in a while that it's clear, that there's no zombies around there. Hey, Sprinkles, you should get this game. It's cheap on Steam, and I want to see how it plays in multiplayer. So I'm going around and I'm picking up some of these stones on the ground. You can also punch a rock. That would take a little time though, so I'm just looking for the stones. I probably have enough. Now I'm being aware that there's a zombie over here, and I kind of want to give you guys a tutorial. So if I go over to the zombie, I'm gonna get killed. I'm not the reason we have global warming. I'll replant some trees. I promise. I'll plant more trees. Okay, so I have some stuff. Let's see what I got out of that. What is new to my inventory here is the grass, the wood, and the rock. And I can craft something with that. I can craft a couple things. Over here, the basics here, and I hit tab to bring this up. Let me show you this interface as well. If you hold down the tab key, it gives you an interface that will go directly to the full menu that I was just in, like crafting, okay? So here in the menu, I'm going to walk through it all, but let's craft our first tool. I can get a stone axe. Here it's chosen. I choose the stone axe, and it tells me over here what I need to create that. Small stone, plant fibers, and wood, and how many I need. Good, I have everything. Okay, I did the right count. And there's two menu options here on every object in the game that you can pick up. You can show the ingredients, or if it's a existing tool, it'll show you how to repair it as well under this menu. So here it says repair with a small stone, scrap to a small stone. So you can also scrap anything in your inventory, it seems. Be careful, because you can also scrap game items that are important to you, like recipes and things like that, as well as food. Uh-oh. The zombie was growling at me, so he noticed me. You can punch a zombie. I'm just gonna, for the sake of time. You can also outrun. Oh, I probably should have loaded my gun. For the sake of time, I'm just gonna take this guy out. Zombies will fall to the ground and a lot of times get back up. So you got to make sure. I did a headshot on him, so that probably did it. I'm going to reload. Always keep your weapons loaded. Not a huge fan of these games. Okay, that's cool. That's cool. Not a problem. I love survival games. I love survival crafting. I actually am not a huge fan of the zombie game, so I like in DayZ, for example, where they got rid of the amount of zombies that were in there. You can really go through it without too much interaction with the zombies. This game, you get hordes after you, they chase you. Again, a lot of comparisons to DayZ. Okay, so let's get back to crafting now that I got rid of that zombie. So I have the stone axe up here. I have it chosen, and I'm just going to say craft. You can also hit the W key. Alpha game, I noticed that some of the keystrokes are repeated for different actions in some of the menus, and that's a little annoying. You could end up doing something that you didn't intend to do. So to be safe, I'm just going to click. And what that does, you'll see there's a timer down here in my crafting menu, and it pulls up a stone axe. Now, this is level 2. You see the 2 on it, and that's because of where my character is. When you start the game, you'll start off with level 1 equipment that it'll start creating. So now I have this axe. Let's put it into this slot down here, my quick slot, and it appears in my hand. Now let's destroy the environment a little bit here, and I'll show you what you can do. So with an axe now, and it's a lot quicker. I don't have to punch it, and I'm getting wood fairly quickly. You can destroy anything with an axe. Although it's not the best tool to destroy metal with, it will, you see it's degrading that shopping cart. And you can also seem to search just about anything in the world. There's trash that you can search. So I can hit E to search the trash pile. Looks like there's a can in there. And if I needed the metal the can's made of, I could take the can and scrap the can. You can search cars, and here, oh, there's a weapon in that car. So, I mean, sometimes you can find weapons in your environment. And you can also, I believe, build cars and even bicycles in the game. And, you know, create ways to move around the environment quicker. I have not gotten to the point where I'm doing that yet. I just haven't figured it out. And I've only discovered 2 trading posts in the game. And that's a big thing, because each trading post has a specialty, if you will. Some trading posts specialize in ammunition, some in weaponry, some in vehicle parts, like the cars and bicycles I mentioned. I'm not sure if you can do a motorcycle, but I don't think I've seen any in the environment. Maybe not. And I think there's one that specializes in food as well. So when you find those traders, they give you a note and you have to discover them. You get a mission to discover them. It's hard, though, because they don't tell you anywhere where they are. They give you a mission so that they'll open their trading post, and that's marked in your map. But the trader isn't. You have to find them eventually. Okay, so I created this axe, and let's create 2 other things and get the game started. So I wanted to make a small camp, so I'm going to create a bedroll. And this is created with just plant fibers. This is one of the simplest items in the game to make. So I'm just going to craft that. And it goes in my queue. There are perks you can get that make crafting quicker, but I haven't found the wait times to be too bad. I'm going to swap that with the axe that I made. And let's put a bed down. I already have one down, but you're going to see something happen here. This bed that's already on the ground has this little icon, this bed icon on it. And on your map, that bed icon, although it's covered up with me too, will appear on your map as well. So that way you know this is your base camp. This is going to create your base camp here. So this new bedroll is just you're gonna see what's gonna happen. I'm gonna let me place it over here a little further away. I hit my right mouse button to place. Left mouse button, I can pick it up and show you this. Left mouse button repositions objects when you place them. So I'm gonna place it down. Now this bedroll does not have the icon on it, and this one does. So the last bedroll that you put down is where your spawn point is going to be, your respawn point after you die. And it's where your home base is. I believe there's some very minimal protection that you get. I don't believe zombies can spawn now in a certain radius around the bed. And only the bed that's actually your home base and marked with that icon. So I don't want to waste this other one, so I'll pick that up. And, I want to put it into my inventory. Let's see. I don't want to have the active item. Managing inventory, managing your thirst, managing your health. These are things that are all very active in this game. You have to consistently do that. Injuries, you have to take care of injuries, otherwise they'll just get worse. Like a sprain could turn into a broken leg, for example, and you don't want that happening. And let me give you some tips as we go through the game about how to make that management easy. Okay, so I built the bedroll. Now let's build the next camp thing that we're going to need. We need the fireplace. And again, this is going to get a little bit repetitive, but here's a campfire. I'm missing some. You see, it's darked out. It's grayed out. I need 2 more small stones. So let's do that. Let's find some more small stones. I had luck going around the parking lot here and finding small stones. Hopefully I can continue to have luck. Maybe not. I'm unlucky now. So, I'll show you the other way. I'll take my axe that we built. And the other way that we can get small stones is by spatching something stone-like, like concrete. And I got a couple small stones out of that. So if I take a look at my inventory, I now have 13 small stones. Okay, that's plenty. I'm holding shift down to run, by the way. Running eats up your stamina, sometimes fairly quickly, depending on how you did your character build, whether you have more strength or stamina or whatnot. And you have to recover after you run too much. So let's build another campfire. This one will not replace the one I already have down. The bed is the only thing that's a special instance object that becomes your home base. So we'll go in here. And we're going to go to campfire. It's now not grayed out. I can choose it. And I can hit craft. And inventory management, you can use this favorite icon. And it allows you to sort or filter down the items that you have favorited. so you can get some quick access to them. All right, so I crafted another campfire. You have to put it into your tool belt. This is your tool belt or quick inventory slots, and it does correspond to the numbers, the numeric keypad, or your, the top of your keypad. And I can place this down, reposition it, and there we go. Now we have 2 campfires. Let me go into the campfire and let me show you some stuff and how this actually works. So first things first, I don't have fuel in my campfire. It's just a bunch of rocks in a circle, and I can't do anything with it until I add some type of fuel. Fuel that I have discovered so far, wood, of course, works very well. And what I'm doing here, I just did a little trick. I held down the right mouse button instead of the left mouse button. Left mouse button picks up the entire stack. Click and hold. Right mouse button, click and hold, takes half a stack. And I believe there's a way to put just one down too. I'm not positive how to do that, but we'll get to it. Let's throw that wood in there. Okay, so now we have a campfire, and you can turn it on and off. Apparently you don't need matches in this world, so you can just turn it on and off. And you'll see that it burns some of the wood there. Now, again, like the crafting menu, when I try to cook, I'm going to have to look at my queue. I can cook up to 4 things at once, and it'll burn down the wood as it cooks things, and certain things take longer than other things in there. Now, do I have anything to cook in here? I don't think I do. I got nothing in here that's cookable. So we're actually let's find something. Let's show you how to survive. And cooking's tricky. So first things first, let's get something to cook. Zombies, of course, give you rotten meat, so you can't cook a zombie. Let me see if I can do this with a hunting rifle and try to take this rabbit out. Hold still for me, Bun. Ah! Thought I loaded that. Come on, hold still, buddy. There you go. Alright, so we got the rabbit. Now, I'll try to work with just the primitive tool sets, pretending that I'm starting the game, but you can use your axe. You can also punch it, by the way. And I smashed up the rabbit, and I got some meat from the rabbit, and that goes right into my inventory. So let's go over here to our campfire. Now, are we ready to cook? How do I cook this rabbit? Do I put it in here in the output? Nope. Do I put it in here? This is the trouble I went through. So cooking was a little tricky at first because it didn't really give you any instructions. I looked online and of course on forums, people aren't extremely helpful. They're like, oh, never mind, I figured it out. And you're frustrated. You're like, well, how? What did you do? You never wanted to punch anyone more through the internet than looking for things like that. So you don't actually put any food into the cooking apparatus up here. And as far as I know, the fireplace is the only place to cook. I think you can craft something larger later game. So I need to cook anything. I need one of 3 things up top. I need a pot, a grill, or a beaker. Apparently, people have also figured out that you can use a tin can to boil some water. I have not tried that, but if you recall, when we went and searched the car or the trash in the parking lot, we found a tin can. So that's another way. These 2 items here, the pot and the grill, can be found in stoves in the houses. And possibly, I haven't found one yet, but there's also grills, like charcoal grills behind some of the houses. It's maybe you can find some grills on there too. You would think it would be in there. Maybe the developers will take my advice and add that if they haven't already. But I don't want to go into the houses to show you the stove. We will in a minute. But almost every house will have a stove in it, a kitchen, like every house around here. And you're going to sometimes find things in the stove. So I don't have, if I just started the game, I wouldn't have any of that on me. And I can't actually cook the meat. I can eat things in the world that aren't cooked. So you can eat uncooked meat, but it can give you dysentery. And any item in the world that you just pick up off the ground, it may not be safe to eat other than things like berries that you can find. There's blueberries and things like that. Snowberries, I think, that are found in the world. And there's other drinks, soda cans, and sometimes coffee and other tea stuff that you can find that you can drink that's safe to drink. But you can check everything by looking at the inventory, having it selected, and looking to see if it has a dysentery amount. And you can cure dysentery, but if you don't have the right tools to cure it, it's going to kill you. So dysentery is at 12%. I probably don't want to eat that. So let's assume that I'm not too hungry. Your hunger will give you this rumbly tumbly sound, and it'll warn you that you're getting hungry, and you actually have to get in there and eat something, you know. So if you get to the point where you're going to die from it, then yeah, I'll take the chance. But right now I don't need to. So let's assume we went through the houses, and I have some extra pots here. So I'm going to show you how to use that pot. So back to cooking mechanics. It actually looks like there's a pot, a grill, and a beaker in here, but they're not. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take just one of these things. Let me do this. There we go. I figured that out. How to drop one. That was a little trick I just figured out. I pick it up with the left mouse button, and I click the right mouse. I thought I clicked the right mouse button, and it dropped one. And now I can take that one, and I can pop it up into the tools on my cooking area. And you'll see it. The color didn't really change that much. They should have made these a lighter color or something, but it'll now say 1, and it has a little flame icon on it. Okay, I have fuel, I have something to cook with, and I have some meat. See, we're doing okay. We're doing pretty good. Again, you don't need to put the meat anywhere. You can leave it in your inventory. Click it, click the meat, have it selected, and let's go to recipes. There's an option here on any food item for recipes. So if I used it, I'd eat it. I could drop it on the ground. I don't want to do that. Anything you drop on the ground, a burlap sack like thing appears, and it will disappear over a little bit of time. And so remember that. Don't drop stuff and expect it to be there in a minute or two, because it will disappear. But I'm going to click on recipes. Now on the left hand side of the menu, it comes up with the recipes, and the only thing I can make, it seems, is boiled meat, or charred meat too. To create charred meat, I just need raw meat. So let's cook this, because this is the simplest item that you can create in the game. Meat and char it. And you'd think you would just put it in the fire, but no, I can use it in a cooking pot, I guess. So I'm going to just say cook 1 piece of meat. And you see it actually took 5 pieces to create 1 charred meat. I guess because it shrivels or something like that. But you can see the fire's cooking. It automatically turned on. I could turn it off, but in my queue, it burnt down in the queue, and there's my charred meat. Okay, I'm going to put my charred meat in there, and I'm going to turn my fire off for now. So if I choose the charred meat, all food, by the way, when you're eating it, looks like this. I don't know what that is. It looks like a moldy piece of bread, possibly a piece of cardboard. But anyway, I can eat that, and I can use my mouse, or also I could have chosen, I'll take another item in here. I could have chosen something like, well, here, painkiller maybe, and I can say just use, even on the meat, just use, and it would eat it, and it would go through the eating motion as well. Yeah, I can show you this. I eat my boiled meat. See, I get the same mechanics, and it looked like a moldy piece of bread. All right, so we got a campfire, we got a bed. How do we build a box? The box is just made out of wood. And let's see what we can build here. I don't know if I have enough wood here. Oh, I put it all in the fire, but let's see. Oh, wood frame block. No, I want a, what is that called? Sorry, guys. It's storage or chest. Oops. Let's look for storage. So you can also search. I wanted to show you the search there. There's a secure storage chest. I need 10 wood. I only have 9 wood. Well, I can always take the wood from the fireplace. So let's do that and remove that wood. Now I have enough wood to make a secure storage chest. Again, like everything else, just hit craft. It appears in your queue. Once it's ready, it goes into your inventory and you can use it. And I like to, this is what I like to do. Let me put this chest down next to the other one. I like to build camps as I go through the map because it's so large with these 3 items, with a bedroll, a fireplace or a campfire, and a chest. And your inventory management becomes a pain in the ass. You get overburdened and your character starts running slower, your stamina burns up quicker. Do they have bath salts? Can you you know, you do get infected. You get infected in the game. However, I haven't let the infection go to the point where I turn into a zombie. So I don't think you can turn into a zombie. When you die, the zombies just come and eat you. And that's it. And then you respawn. kind of gross to watch you die. Okay, so I created this chest. I want to do some inventory management because I want to explore, and I want to be able to pick things up. You'll notice in the inventory, I can run out of spaces. And there's two colors. I hope this is coming through on the streams, but there's a gray boxes which show you the areas that that you can carry without being overburdened, and these ones that don't have shading in it, and you can see it has a little overburdened icon person who's like carrying a refrigerator on their back. As soon as you use up all these grayed areas and get into the overburdened areas, you then get this icon down on your lower left-hand corner that says you're overburdened by how many objects. Although objects have a certain weight in it, I'm trying to see if it shows us, but some things show us that it has some weight to it. It seems that the overburdened only happens, even if you're carrying like the max amount of rocks, you don't seem to be overburdened by that. You're only overburdened when it starts going into this area down here. I have built up my character to carry more loot, so you can choose to do that too. And there's also other perks. You can add pockets to your armor and all that. So I'm overburdened, and I want to manage my inventory. Let's put down some things I don't need right now. These bones that I got from the rabbit I killed, the leather, I don't need that right now. I'm not going to be crafting anything. The wood I can get anywhere, so I don't need that. The bedroll, I'm going to keep it. I'm going to keep the bedroll, and I'll show you why. I'm going to get rid of the stone axe I created because we don't need it anymore. Rocks we can get anywhere. Don't need that. Don't need the grass. Let's get rid of some of this stuff. I'm going to keep the shovel. That's another tool that I already created. Lockpick. A lot of this is consumables. And when you consume something like this boiled water, watch this. I have 4 boiled water and I have 10 empty water jars. If I use the boiled water, it turns into 11 empty water jars. I don't have much of a use for the empty water jars right now. You can collect water from streams and from lakes and things like that. But I'm going to show you a survival tip so you can manage your inventory a little better than that. And that so you won't become overburdened and you don't have to go looking for water all the time. Let's get to that in a second. So this inventory, this sorts the inventory, so, and also restacks things. If you have 2 stacks and that aren't maximized, it'll put them together for you. So it cleans up your inventory. In a storage area, it also does the same. So you can click that and it restacks everything. Here, you can see, I'll demonstrate that. I have 2 stacks of wood, click that, 1 stack of wood, puts it all together. Okay, this isn't too bad. I have some spots here. I can collect some more inventory. And I have things that I need in the world. These are food, consumables, water, food. Let's eat that charred meat. That's good stuff. And food, when you have it selected, it'll show you how much food it adds to your body, I guess. How much health you may get from it over time. And you'll see some foods or pills, especially pills and medications, will reduce your water. So it's good to have water and food at the same time. And you get a bit of a stamina bonus out of it. If I go, let me get out of this box. I've put everything into the box that I want. And let's go back into the character menu and take a quick look. I want to show you that. So the first item was crafting when you hit tab. And there's other hotkeys that'll take you directly there. And like I showed you with the mouse, you can get there. If I go into the character tab here, here's your character. I have this woman. I thought I gave her a name. I don't remember. But you start off with not too much. You are clothed. You have some minimal clothes on and shoes and things like that, but they're not giving you armor. So as I went through the game, I added on things like a coat and things I found in the environment. Now, clothing gives you immediately 2 perks. It protects you from the cold and the heat. Secondary clothing and armor can give you additional perks. It can give you everything from armor perk to things like make you luckier, find better loot. And I think these glasses, these funny looking glasses, I get a loot bonus. So you can kind of improve your character stats as well through your clothing. So it's good to look for things and see what you value more. Do I value something that gives me more armor, or something that gives me more loot, and such and such? So you can get, this actually has a pretty deep and involved character maintenance menu here. And you can see that even on simple things, like here I have a scrap helmet that I found in the world. I can modify it, and under the modifiers, I can add things to the helmet. And they have certain armor and wearables have different amounts of modifiers you can add to it. And of course, you only can add certain types of modifiers to certain types of clothing, and weaponry as well also can have modifiers. As soon as you add it, it puts a gear menu over it. You can see I've added some sort of modifier to everything on my fast menu. Here I have added trick number 30 or so here. I've added a water filter to my helmet. This makes it safe to drink murky water, and that's it doesn't make it more palpable, I guess, but it does. You won't get dysentery from the water. You still can get it from the food. And you find these perks all over the place. You find them in boxes, you find them in trash, you find them in storage chests and things that you find in the world. So back to the character menu here. The character has three main things up top here. This is the picture of the character and what you're wearing. And you can take things away, same mouse clicks and everything like that. Up, you see it changed my character a bit. It showed her face when I did that. And you can go to the core stats. So here, I'm always taking a look at how far off my food and water are. So that's my survivability here. I want to make sure that I keep it as good as possible, close to the high number. And maybe also not to drink or eat when you don't need to. That's wasting food. Now here I could use some more water. So right from this menu, I can actually use a boiled water and we'll see that number go up. Also the temperature, how many kills I've had. I've killed 800 zombies, and some other stats about your character. This extended character stats, this is not going to really help you in the game, but if you are really into stats, you can go through here and see some detailed stats on it. So the things I'm looking at are food and water. The health and stamina are in the lower left-hand corner, so I don't always need to go there. And how to maintain the character here. Shoes, for example, some of the shoes will give you not only cold and heat resistance, but also, like these shoes gives me stamina regen when I'm running. So it actually makes me use very little stamina when I run. So that's very helpful. Some of these other items in here, I've added other modifiers in it that maybe added pockets or something like that. Here I have a bandolier on one of the things, allows me to hold more ammo, I guess, and also does some other things. You can see everything else, all the other stats on that. All right, so that's character development. Other things up here on the top, you can get to the map up here. You can also get to it with the M button, M key, or holding the mouse wheel menu on it as well. Skills is where you get into the character development. So as you level up, you get 1 skill point. And when you start your character, you actually get a certain number of skill points that you can put into the main attributes. Now, here's a tip that I didn't notice for a little while. You look at all this, it's a little overwhelming. When you click on something and then you hover over it, it shows you what it will do if I added a point to it. I don't have a point to add, so I can't do that. I couldn't figure out, I knew I had seen some advantageous attribute I wanted to add. I couldn't find it later. Well, it turns out you can add points to the perception, the main attributes. And you have perception, strength, fortitude, agility, intellect. And this last one are books you find in the world. And then you can read, and they add a little bit of bonus to different types of bonuses on the books. But you can click on the main attribute or also any of these sub attributes. And I forgot that you can click on the main one. So I wasn't leveling that up for a while. I was just like adding to all these things. And I couldn't figure out why I couldn't get to 2, 3, 4. Well, you have to level up the main attribute to get to the other ones. And I forgot about that. So here you can see when I get a point, I believe I can unlock some of these other things because I'm level 2. I think. I forgot to upgrade those, so I didn't quite do it right. Other things up here, you have a quest menu. I have what I did, I failed, completed successfully, what I have to do next, and you can track it on the map if it allows you to track it. And you have a journal, which is like your wiki, your in-game wiki, and players would bring you to other players in the world, but we don't have that. Now, something just happened. If you heard that sound, it's telling me that it just turned to midnight, and this is important because let's get to the name of the game. The name of the game is 7 Days to Die. The game doesn't end after 7 days, surprisingly. It ends, I don't think it ever ends, actually, but every 7 days something special happens. So any multiplication of day 7, so 7, 14, 21, 28, so forth, you're going to get a blood moon. And you will see that if we look at the moon. We'll see that we have a full moon. I think the moon is full every night in this world, which is a little odd, but you'll see a full moon, and every 7 days it'll turn red, and you'll have a red haze around the world. When you get to day 7, hordes will come and attack you, and you get a certain amount of waves of hordes that are going to come and get you. You have to survive that. You can survive by hiding. You can survive by killing them, going up to a really high place maybe where they can't get you, creating barricades, or just running away from them. They can run pretty quick in the during the blood moon. I think every zombie can sprint. They get the ability to sprint when otherwise they weren't. So it's dangerous. So remember that every 7 days, prepare to defend yourself. In the other days, it's dangerous at night too. The zombies come out. Here's a zombie over here. These guys I hate. There's feral zombies and there's these guys like this that just, it's like half a body crawling around. They're not only are they freaking creepy, they grab you by the feet and they break your bones. So I'm gonna just take them out, so I can keep talking to you about the game. So nighttime, of course, in zombie games, all zombie games, becomes more dangerous, and I may want to hunker down somewhere. Again, I'm being a little protected by the bed because I don't believe anything around me is going to spawn immediately here. So as long as I stay here, I only have to wait for zombies to come to me. I don't believe that's true on day 7. So on day 7, it's, zombie world, and you're going to get hordes coming after you. I've survived a couple of them, and I've died on a couple of them. It's apparently, if you die on day 7 and you respawn, most likely enough time has passed past midnight where the hordes aren't going to come after you again. So you really only get one mass of hordes, and you either survive or you don't. And then if you don't, you respawn somewhere. If I respawn, I want to repeat this tip because this is a cool tip. If I wanted to respawn right where I am, make sure you have a bed down on the ground. If you want to fast travel, purposefully or not, pick up your bed and die. Now, there is a penalty. There's a couple penalties on death. I showed it to you in the main menu. When you can set what you lose, what your character drops, and whether you have to retrieve it again on death. And in my game, I guess that's a little bit cheating, but I have it set not to lose anything. I keep it on my body. And that's one of the penalties. You lose everything. It's like starting over. You don't lose... I'm not sure. Actually, I think you lose all your armor and everything too, and your character just respawns. And that's what the character persistence was in the main menu. You don't lose anything that you built on the ground though. So these persist forever, and the beds persist in the last bed, and you'll respawn right here when you die. Let's do a little investigation of some of these houses. Now, I've already gone through these houses, so they've been fairly looted around me. But I do want to show you some things I've noticed in the game mechanics. On that, I forgot to mention other penalty on death. At the bottom of the screen, you'll notice that above my tool belt or quick bar, there's a purple line, and it's about halfway through. It's hovering over the blunderbuss weapon there, almost in the middle of the tool belt. That is your experience to the next level. So how much I've progressed towards the next level. On death, you get a penalty. That all gets taken away, and you get a fairly severe penalty where basically any experience that you've earned up between the last level and the next level is taken away. And you actually start off with a negative amount of experience points, so you have to re-earn that before you even start at 0 again towards the next level. Hopefully I explained that well enough so you can understand, but basically when you die, you lose experience as well, and you have to re-earn it. It's not the end of the world, and it's, you kind of get used to that, and if you die and respawn, you go kill a bunch of zombies in the world, and you'll get that experience back, and you're kind of back to where you were. It encourages you not to die and to play the game even more and get better. So what we're going to do, we're going to loot something. let's see. I want to choose. I'm going to use my weapons though, because I know what we're going to run into and I want to explain this. Let's run over to a house back here that maybe I haven't looted. So sometimes early game, you may want to walk around and just punch the grass and pick up stones and look for edible objects in the world. There's mushrooms that you can eat, or maybe jars and things like that. As you're walking through the world, loot everything. Look for trash on the ground. Even though it says it may be smelly trash, look through it. Okay, let's go to this blue house. This looks interesting. Hopefully I haven't looted this already. I don't think I have. Typically, you can't get into the house in a straightforward manner. Sometimes some houses have a front door that you can get into, but very typically, I'm going to show you the game mechanics and how the developers have set this up. The doors are locked, and it looks like here I could jump through the window. Looks like someone crashed a car into the house or something. I could jump through a window. So if you can't get through the front door, go around the house. We already know how we get in through the window there, but go around the house and take a look around to see if there's an alternate entrance. A lot of times you'll find in the back, there's someone dug a hole through the foundation to get into the basement, and you could start there. Or you can also, here's a trick, you can destroy everything like I said in the world. You can take your axe and you can just chop your way in through a wall, any wall. So that's a way to get around the game mechanics of how they set you to force you to walk through this maze in every house. And every house you'll find is like that. When you get into the house through a entryway that the developers gave you, they're going to want to walk you through the house in a certain pattern, and so they set up objects and lock doors and things like that. So if you are into that and you want to actually survive the way the developers did, you can play the game like that. There's also indications of where the developers wanted you to go when it may be a little confusing. It could be something like a flashlight shining on an entryway, or maybe it forces you, the floorboards break and it forces you into a spot in the basement. Otherwise, if you get stuck and you can't figure out, or you are trapped by zombies, you can chop your way through a wall with the axe that you built. You can also craft items with the wood that you just chopped out of the wall, like a box that you can stand on. And if you've played Minecraft, you know that trick where you place a box, jump in the air, quickly place another box right below you. You can do that in this game too. So you can kind of jump, and bring yourself up to a higher level that you couldn't have otherwise jumped into. So you can, like I mentioned before, you can search grills. Ah, look, it happened. I actually got a cooking grill out of a grill. So I'm going to take that, because remember we didn't have a cooking grill? That's very important. I get excited when you find either pots or grills, because it allows you to cook food, and better food. So, first things I do, make sure you're watching out for zombies. There's one over here. And let me make sure I have a weapon. I have a burning club. I added a burning mod, but it also acts as a torch, which is kind of cool. Oh, by the way, I have the brightness turned all the way up, because it's hard to see. And let me show you what this looks like if we get it to where the developers wanted it. I think they wanted it, let's see what the default is. Yep, 50%. So I applied that. This is what the world looks like. So maybe to get the full experience for you guys, I'll play in that zombie that I could clearly see before. I can't even see now. So this is nighttime. It's 3 in the morning. And I'm just taking a look around the house, see if I can get into any of these doors. Trash on the ground. I'm going to search through it, see if I can find anything. Some moldy bread. Don't want it. Empty water jar, don't want it. Early game, you're gonna want to pick up everything. You may find a use for it. Things that give you food that gives you dysentery, I don't want. And the glass bottles or containers, I don't have much use for them. And I'm going to show you when we get into this house what we could use the glass bottles for and why you don't need to pick them up. This chair, here's a trick. Throughout the world, you'll see chairs and furniture in the houses and all that. If I need materials to build or craft a club or something like that, because my weapon broke, because your weapons do degrade, or need to repair something, you can pick up chairs, and you don't need to smash it. You can go into your crafting menu, and you'll have a chair. I don't know where it went now. Oh, there's a chair. Okay, so I have an old chair here. I can just scrap the old chair and watch what happens. it scraps down to wood. So if I needed wood, I can just get it in the chair. So cool. Hold on to that wood. Wood is handy, but you know, it's something that I drop if I'm running out of inventory spots. Unless you're running around the over encumbered debuff that you get is going to limit some of your stamina, which you lose stamina when you hit zombies and chop wood and things like that. So that's, I guess, important, but you can be over encumbered while you're looting a house or something. Okay, so I found the alternate way to get into this house. This is kind of cool. It tells a little story here. It's like someone ran a car through here. Maybe some zombies were chasing him or something. I'm just gonna look around, see if there's anything on the ground in here. See what I can see here. This is interesting. Someone blocked the door here. Everything is consumable. So you can smash this, smash your way through it. You can smash the chairs. You know, let me show you that. Wow, look how dark it is without the torch. I can smash the chair. You can smash the cars. You can smash everything. Let me get my torch back. You could smash the pictures on the walls. I guess you could take down the entire house down to rubble if you wanted to. You know, I'm betting, this is interesting, little tip in the game, not really useful, but I'm betting these pictures, because I see them repeated throughout the houses, are probably developers of the game, or maybe some people that own the company that made the game. Who knows? I don't know if anyone knows the lore behind that, and you know, let me know about it. And you can smash those pictures too. You can pick up the potted plants, and I thought that was to throw them, but actually you can scrap the potted plants to get some clay soil, and I think wood too out of it. So I'm trying to think. I'm struggling to think if there's anything that's not something you can destruct. Okay, so looting. So let's talk about looting a little bit. You know, like I said, there's always a kitchen. Well, in this one, maybe this car went through the kitchen already, it looks like. But there's usually a refrigerator. And you can loot the refrigerator. Now, you notice here real quickly, and you'll find this in the game as you play it, but the cabinets, the refrigerators, the stoves, ovens, washing machines, all that, they are common lootable items. If a door is open on it, like it is on this one, it's already been looted. So this, you can see it doesn't give me anything on hover over. The refrigerator, however, does, and I can search it. And you also see it takes a little time to search, so if you got zombies around you, not good. Oh, look at it. So we got some boiled water. I'll take that. I can also hit W if I have it selected, or R to take everything in the box. So I can't loot any of that. I can't search the car, and you can quickly see that by just hovering over. Under the sink. So here's a cabinet. Whoops, I didn't mean to hit it. Here's a cabinet here that I can search. And I don't need, that was an empty jar. I don't need that. I'm going to show you why you don't need it. That's some lead. I don't need that right now. But if you wanted to craft, for example, bullets, then that's probably useful. Here's a food stash someone left here. Let's go through that. Some more boiled water. We'll take that. Now, okay. So I'm going to run into zombies in this house. Whoa. So I see what the developers, I mentioned this, the developers may have wanted you to fall into the basement. There are a lot of zombies down there. And they're going to start trying to smash their way up to me. And that gets creepy and scary. And now I could have fallen through there had I just stood on the floorboards. I'm going to take a look around and try to find some other loot. Well, there's a zombie up there. Let's hit the zombie. Ah, I got her angry. Can she get down? Now, even at a high level, you can die pretty quick. So you see, she got back up. So I gotta watch myself here. I gotta make sure I'm safe while I'm going through here and looting. I'll take that. And again, I don't want the empty jar. I'm hoping to find a bathroom. For a quick. Oh, here's a tip to stop yourself from getting overburdened. If you find edible food, just eat it right then and there. Because you always probably need something. And if you find boiled water, just drink it. And always have in your inventory your backup supply. And I suggest 10 water, 10 food. So that way you won't pick up everything and try to hoard food or hoard water. You'll actually, oh, there's zombies down there. I don't want to go down there yet. So that leaves your inventory spots open for things that you really need: ammunition, weaponry, items like that. I'm gonna let those zombies just continue to make noise over there, and I'm gonna go upstairs. And again, I'm watching out for zombies. A lot. Oh, there. God damn it! That scared me. Jesus. Is she dead? Now she is. Okay. I've noticed they never get up a third time, so I don't have to worry about her. And these cabinets, I was going to say, a lot of times these cabinets have a zombie in them that's going to pop out at you. Alright, so here I found some clothing. My character's pretty well off. I don't need to take that. I don't want to. You could scrap the clothing down to rags if you need it. Look through the garbage. Ooh, some money in the garbage. Someone lost some money. I'm going to put that in my stack of cash. I don't know if you noticed that. I did it a little quick, but it was labeled old money. Oh, bathroom. Okay. So here's a tip. If you have that gas mask, or not gas mask, water purifier, which I found you can find all over the place. The water purifier mod, this one, installed, you can drink murky water. Also, murky water turns into boiled water at a campfire as long as you have a pot or like I said, a tin can that you can do that in. You can cook in. So where can you find the murky water? Instead of holding glass jars, search toilets. It's kind of gross, but almost always you'll find murky water. And I'll keep that on hand. Now I could drink this, and even though it says dysentery 12, my water purification modification will keep me okay. I'm going to leave that there. I don't know why someone put a hunting knife in the toilet. It's not generally where I store my hunting knives. All right, let me get rid of this. So these zombies have figured out where I am, I think. Another tip, when you're searching a room, try to close all the doors. Zombies do not know how to open doors. They can climb stairs, they can jump over hurdles, but they can't open doors. But they can smash them down. Also, make sure you search every cabinet like this. And let me show you this. So, I don't know if you noticed, but when you go to an item that's searchable, it'll say unsearched or untouched. After I search it, you can see if you searched it already and just didn't need the items, because it'll say closed, or it won't have that untouched wording over it, so you can quickly view stuff. Brass is a common item too. You can get from smashing a door out of the doorknobs, or also I believe smashing some of the pipes in sinks and bathtubs and things like that. And I believe brass is used. Well, she's almost through. I didn't find anything. Okay, she made it through. I gotta kill her now. Now I didn't let her get right to me, because she will start scratching, and very quickly even a high level character, she can take me down or give me an injury that will take me down if I don't have the right items to treat it. And I can also get infected immediately from a hit from any zombie. So I can walk through here. You can jump, you can fall and jump about 1 floor without injury. So I could jump back down there in the kitchen if I wanted to. But let's finish this level. So I'll stop talking for a minute. We'll just do some exploring. I could actually hack my way through there. Oh, oof. Imagine if I didn't have that torch. You'd be going around in a dark place. It's probably better to loot during the daytime. Less zombies. Whoa! Don't want to go down there, do I? Oh, look at this. Look at this. I wonder... It looks like a ladder, doesn't it? Think I can get over there if I jump? Oh! Well, if I did jump. Alright, well, oop, don't want to fall down there either. Alright, so let's just loot. These boxes you can smash. If you find a cardboard box that looks like the height and size of 2x2, like a small shipping crate that would fit on a pallet, those are searchable. These boxes are not. And if you destroy these boxes, you don't get much out of them. You get paper, I believe. So I think I got everything down here. Let's take a look back. Let's go back upstairs probably. I don't know if, can I get over there? I might. Whoa! Whoa! Okay. It really wants me down to fall down into the basement, doesn't it? I don't know if you can hear that because my noise canceling cuts out the dogs, but one of my dogs, when he was a puppy, cute dog story. When he was a puppy, I would sit him on my lap and we'd play video games or watch movies together. And he, now when he hears sounds like zombies and things like that, he sometimes will come into the room and try to protect me and bark at the zombies. It's hilarious. I find it hilarious. My other dog, for some reason, doesn't even notice the noises on the TV. I don't know why some dogs do and some dogs don't. Okay, so we pretty much searched the upstairs and didn't find much. Let's see if we can go the correct way into the basement. So I don't want to fall down. We found these stairs before. Nothing lootable here. Who has metal stairs going in their basement? That's pretty sturdy. Duct tape. Duct tape is handy for crafting some armor and other items, but I don't need it right now, and I know how to make it, so I'm not going to pick it up. Early game, you guys want to pick that up. So this, I don't know what that is. I'm wondering if I smash that, if I get something special. Someone in the exercise room, I guess. I can hear. You can even hear, which is nice in this game, you can hear the direction. So there's a zombie somewhere over to my right-hand side. So watching out for him. The zombies outside can detect you inside. And here's the zombie coming for me here. Let's get rid of her. You know what? There we go. You know, one thing I got to remember to do is always reload my weapons. You don't want to get caught. You don't want to get caught in a horde without your weapons reloaded. See, look at that. I didn't have any of these reloaded. Blunderbuss is fun. So right now in the game, I've collected these weapons and or you can find just about everything in the world. So don't worry about buying expensive weaponry from the traders early game. You don't need to. You can find most of it in the world, and you'll learn to avoid the zombies. You can hear outside there's a zombie trying to get me. And that's just freaking creepy. Okay, what did I find here? Some steel arrowheads and brass. Brass is common. I'm not going to pick that up because I don't need it. You may. Where are these zombies coming from? They're awfully loud right now. Always look... Oh, yeah, they hide things, too. The developers did a good job. Like, you may put something on the top of your refrigerator at home, right? You know, store something up there. And so you want to make sure in the houses you look on top of refrigerators and stuff, because occasionally, oh, look at that, look at that. See, there's a backpack there. The developers did a pretty good job hiding stuff. I don't know why it won't let me search through it from here. Okay, so I want to get to that backpack, but I can't because these boxes are in the way. So let's fix that. Uh-oh. Let's fix that while not dying. Look at this fat guy. You gonna stay down? Yeah, reload. Alright. Continue on what we were doing. Okay, now I can search the backpack. Oh. I think I just busted what I wanted to search. Oh, that's a bummer. Okay, but just demonstrating you can destroy things to get to other things. What is this? Spotlight. Oh, this is what I said. A lot of games do this. Or if the developers wanted you to discover something and maybe it comes out in testing, or the tester says, you know, I just didn't find that loot. I didn't find that fabulous loot that you hid. They'll add things like this, like a light. Who would leave a light on in the post-apocalypse when there's probably no electricity pointing in this direction? So the developers probably want me to go in that direction. So let's do that. Let's do what they wanted me to do here. At one time, I thought I wanted to be a video game developer or work at Industrial Light and Magic, the early graphics companies for movies. And very early career, I ran into a guy on a plane trip. I was going out, I think, to California. And he and I got talking. We were both in IT. I don't think I can sneak in here. And I looked at his business card when he gave it to me. He said Industrial Light and Magic. I was like, you work for the company that makes all the cool graphics and like Star Wars and things? I don't recall exactly what movies, but it was all the big movies. He's like, yeah. I'm like, that's cool. That's a dream job of mine. Why would the developers want me to go in here? And he said, yeah. He said, it was for me too. But, you know, every job turns into just another job. So that kind of stuck with me throughout my whole career. And every job turns into just another job. Like I'm thinking about the poor developers who did Cyberpunk 2077. By the way, that game I got a refund on the Xbox version. Whoops. I got a refund on the Xbox version and I bought the PC version. And it's not as buggy as the internet makes it out to be. It's got a lot of bugs, and you can tell that it was rushed to production. That's not the developer's fault. If they had all the time in the world, they would have made that as perfect as possible. I'm sure they had pride in their work. You know, they were working with Keanu Reeves, and probably not with him, but you know, he was representing the game in some capacity, and in-game character, and I'm sure they wanted to make a perfect game. And the graphics on PC are stunning. It's a beautiful world, but it's just another job. And they were developing a game, and I'm absolutely positive the directors, high ups in the company said, we have to get this to market. It's costing too much to develop. Let's just start making money off of it, and released it in a shoddy state. There's a lot that you can do to control software projects, keep the cost contained to some extent, but you know, it's a money-making endeavor, and they have to make a decision, the company. Are we going to make money, or are we actually going to release it at a loss? If we don't do enough sales, we're going to lose money. So, you know, I hate when people pan the developers and stuff like that, because it's not the developer's fault. How far down is that? That doesn't look that far down. I don't think it is. Oh, okay. That was further than I thought. Can I get back up? Nope. Okay. Let's see what's happening. This is dark even with a light. I don't think I can get out of here. I think I'm stuck. There's no way to go. You guys seeing what I'm seeing? Oh, look, there's a hole here. Okay, there we go. Okay, now we're... Oh, that's the other hole. I didn't know you could go around. Okay. So let's try not to fall in that hole. Can I jump it? It's all these crates. I'm going to try to jump. Ah! Okay, you know what I can do? I'm going to do that trick that I told you. So I have some wood. With wood, I can make... let's go to my crafting. Take off the filter. Oops. I can make one of the simplest things as a wood frame block. And the tutorial of the game has you make a wood frame block and then use your axe in its alternate mode to repair or make it essentially upgrade the wood frame block. So I showed you this trick, or I told you guys about this trick. I want to make sure I'm lined up appropriately here. I think this is good. I'm going to look at the ground. I'm going to look above me and make sure I can go up. I'm going to choose my wood block, and I'm going to jump. And if you see what happened, it put the wood block underneath me. So if I jump, so it's a little jump place, and it gets me to a spot that now I'm a little higher than I was. Unfortunately, I'm still not high enough to jump. But what I can do is I guess I can smash at the wall and get some more wood and build one more box, and that should get me up. And I don't know, I don't know what the developers wanted you to do here, but this is a cool trick to get around. This maximizes what I can craft. All right, so I got 2 more boxes. Take a look. We're standing on our boxes, or 3 boxes. I want to add 2 more. All right, look at that. Look at that. We did it. We did it. Thank you for being there with me while we... Okay, so now we got past that hole. Let's see what we got back here. It's probably nothing. After all that, there's some trash. Oh well, I tried. Okay, there's a furnace. I wonder... At some point in the game, I haven't gotten there yet, you can forge things. This doesn't say it's a forge. So after all that, I got nothing. I got nothing. There's nothing on the ground. There's nothing to search. I don't know what that is. There's nothing up there. There was some trash with a tin can in it. Joke's on me. There's not even anything over here to smash. I guess you could try to get back up. This is why it's like that. The developers made it so you would have fallen through the floor. This is what they wanted to happen to you. Fallen through the floor and been annoyed at that, been chased by zombies, and then fallen down here and been like, oh no, what do I do? I can't, I can't get out of here. How do I get out of here? I don't even remember how to get out of here. I know I'm running into a wall here, aren't I? Oh, yeah. How do I get out of here? I can't get out of here, and then find your way out. And then get attacked by more zombies. So, as I was saying before, every game is set up, or every looting area seems to be set up with some sort of maze the developers intended you to walk through. So I guess that's what they intended right from the start. They wanted me to fall through that floor and walk through here. But with my elite crafting skills, I got past that, and I noticed their ploy early on and got around it without an issue. Operator AF reload. I'm sorry I don't see the chat all the time when I'm playing on time. I gotta figure out how to do that. Get the chat a little closer to my line of sight so I can see it. Yeah. Okay. It's daylight now. That's nice. We must have gone through there. Okay, so let's recall what we got through in this game. We appeared, we crafted an axe, we crafted a bedroll, we crafted a fireplace or a fire pit, and we crafted a box to hold our crap. And what I like to do, and after I show you a couple of these tips, I'm gonna take a break here, get some lunch, and I'll come back. I'm probably gonna play this all day. I got nothing to do today, so this is what I'm gonna do. So I'm running back to my camp. And I'm overburdened because I just looted something. I like to go back to my camp, go back to the box I created, and put some stuff in there. So I got some things of value. I got this cooking grill. Let's put our cooking grill on our fireplace. And then what I'm going to leave you with is, okay, how do we go adventuring and discovering the map? And I'm going to give you some... my next session here a little later today, I'll give you some tips that I found as I got through the world. Murky water, again, while I'm doing inventory management, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the murky water and I'm going to turn it into boiled water. And as long as you have either a beaker or this cooking pot, you can do that. And boiled water is useful in many recipes, and it's safe to drink. Egg has a good recipe in it. You can make, I'll do that. Why don't we do that? I can take the egg, go to a recipe, and I can make a boiled egg. Boiled egg takes egg and boiled water. Okay, let's cook that up, and we'll let that cook. So, why do I still have an egg? I thought I cooked that, didn't I? Oh, I can't. I had a number of eggs. Why can't I cook that? Doesn't it? I have 2 eggs, right? Oh, I don't have any. I'm gonna do this. I don't have any fuel. I think that's the problem. Let's add some fuel. Take the boiled water. All right, now let's go back to the egg recipes. Now I can make boiled egg. I'm gonna do the maximum number. I can make 2 boiled eggs. Let's do that. Okay. Now back to here. Other things, I got some rags. That's probably from scrapping some of the furniture in there. Not sure. The boxes gave me paper, I guess. This I'm gonna keep. All right, so after the break, we're gonna go on a little adventure, and we're gonna try to get some of this map uncovered. I'm trying to find a couple traders, and I have only found 1 or 2, and they're all the way on this other side of the map. So a couple tips. Every time I'm going to leave this stash behind, because it's at a crossroads, kind of a big spot in the town, and I'm going to be able to find it later because I'm going to go on my map, and at any spot in the map, I'm going to add, you can right click, and you can either add a quick waypoint that sets this red flag, so, and you can see it on your compass heading, or you can do a save waypoint, and for that you can choose one of these icons. They really only mean something to you, but you know, maybe, I don't know, tent is a camp, and I could say save a waypoint, and I'll just do test. And what that did is it shows the icon of the word test. And what I do is when I create a camp, that's one of the first things you want to do, create a camp wherever you are with these items that I did, and I label it on the map, and I can always get to it later. When I go out adventuring, I like to take a couple things with me. I don't want to be overburdened because I'm going to loot along the way. You're going to find a lot of food. You're going to find a lot of weaponry. You're going to find armor. You're going to find a whole ton of stuff. So there's things that I do want to keep and things I don't when I'm adventuring. And so let's take a look at what I do. And of course, your playstyle may be different. I like to carry a bed. If I'm about to run into a bad area, I may just throw down the bed, and I know that will now be my spawn point. So you can have control over your spawn point. And I'm going to leave the bed, so later on, you can pick up a bed to make, if it's not your active spawn point, you can pick it up and just, oops, I shouldn't have done that, but you can pick it up and you can just place it back down in the world, and that will become your active spawn point again. But if I'm carrying one with me, I can make any place in the world where I am my active spawn. Ammunition for any of the active weaponry. And actually I carry some ammunition. I have 44 mag and I don't have anything that shoots it. Hopefully I can find a lever action or a revolver. But I'm carrying it anyway in the hopes that I get that. But that's one extra thing that I didn't need. Ammunition for all my active types of weaponry. I carry my money on me. Just here, and I have it set not to lose anything. I carry the money on me. If you, depending on your game settings, you may want to make a different choice, and because when you die, it'll create a backpack, and then someone, if it's multiplayer, could steal that money. You may want to put it in a locked chest. I try to carry 10 food items. So here I got more than I need. 10 food items of boiled meat and 10 water. I'm a little low on water, but I'm okay with that because you find water everywhere. And with my water purifier, once you get that, you probably don't even need to carry the water that much. But ammo, food, water. Essentially, all the rest of this stuff is extra stuff in the consumables pile. Now, but there are a couple things I want to carry around that are important for repairing yourself, not just eating and maintaining yourself. A sewing kit can be used. So in a pinch, this is something that you can use to, stitch yourself up, essentially. These pills, antibiotics, if you get infected, and you can get infected by being attacked or bitten by zombies or zombie dogs or zombie bears or zombie wolves and all that. Actually, I don't think there are zombie wolves. All the wolves in here are not zombies, but they'll attack you anyway. You need an antibiotic on you. These are somewhat rare, so when you get them, hold on to them. Bandages. So there's two types here that I've discovered. There's a regular bandage that can help you out if you get a laceration, and that can stop the bleeding. And you'll see the icon, you'll notice it. I have not fully bled just at a certain time, and if you don't have enough health to get beyond that time limit, you'll bleed out. But Sound like there's not much difference between what you carry in the game and what you carry in real life. Yeah, that's it. Ed, thanks for joining me, man. I haven't talked to you in a little while. If you're streaming later, give me a shout. Let me know. First aid bandage. So this is just like the other bandage, but if you get something like a sprain or a break, the fuse and can turn into a cast, if you will, and it'll help you out with some health. You get some health out of it. Sometimes it's not that intuitive. Like I try to use a bandage on a sprain or a break. It won't let me. And I'm like, why not? Well, it needs to be the right type of bandage. So if the game doesn't let you do something, I haven't found it buggy like that. It just, it would have sometimes. Maybe they can build some more intuition into the final game. Herbal antibiotics. I'm holding on to these, even though they take a spot, because they serve the same purpose as the other antibiotics. So, you know, when I get them, I hold on to them. Honey. Honey is interesting. This also cures infections as well. It doesn't have a very high cure rate, but it does. So all of this stuff is to cure various ailments. If I had 4 of these, I probably wouldn't be carrying around these guys. It's good enough to carry around 1 antibiotic. You don't need multiple ones like I'm doing here. I'm a bit of a hoarder. And so that's why I got this. Painkillers. So you don't need this many painkillers. I think you could probably get away with 4 of anything on any of these items. However, like I mentioned before in the inventory management discussion, it doesn't seem to add weight. There doesn't seem to be a weight limit, even though there's some indication that things weigh XYZ. It's really only how many spots you fill up. So there's no advantage to taking 5 of these and putting them in my box. It doesn't help my weight out, so I might as well just stack it up. But I don't. This is kind of rare. This is a steroid. I don't have it selected. It says steroids. I didn't think I wanted to use this, but this and I think this Mega Crush. Yeah. See, the run speed goes up 50%, and on steroids, your run speed goes up 10%. These 2 items are awesome for when you're just trying to get quickly from one spot in the map to another. You start running really fast. So pump yourself up with steroids and Mega Crush, and then run around the map real quick. Vitamins. Vitamins stop you from getting an infection if you don't already have it. So before you go out adventuring or even looting, you may want to make sure that you have a vitamin. I believe they last 12 minutes. Let's take a look at that. Duration, 12 minutes, yeah. So if you take a vitamin, as long as it's in effect for that 12 minutes, it'll come, it'll block any infections from the zombies. You'll still get hurt, but you won't get an infection. It blocks it from that. So it's kind of like a preventative measure, and this is a cure for it. I like to carry 1 cooking utensil with me because at some point I'm going to lay down at the next base camp. I'm not going to keep it here because the map's so big that I don't always come back to the same spot. I'm going to leave a bunch of stuff here because I'll probably pass through again, and I may want to leave some things in a storage that I can, if I respawn near this spot again and I need something, it'll be there for me. So I like to carry either a cooking pot or a grill. Those are pretty handy. I think actually any of the 3, even the beaker. I only found 1 beaker in the game. I don't have it on me, so I can't test this, but I believe you can create this as well in a beaker. I'm not positive about that though. Flashlight. Okay, I got this torch, or actually a wooden club, but with a fire mod on it. I have no need for the flashlight, and you find a lot of these. The game is really dark at night, so you may want to hold on to it. I'm thinking this is a wasted inventory spot for me, the way I play, so I may not need to hold on to this anymore as long as I have the burning club. There's a perk on lockpicks that help out your lockpicks. And if we go to, I wonder where it is. Not lockpicking. Here we go. You can increase your lockpicking. It makes it a lesser chance to break the lockpick, but lockpicking is not. Oops, sorry. Lockpicking is not that easy in the game. Oh, it's an easy mechanic to do. You hold down E, and then with the mouse you choose lockpick, a locked door or a locked box. But your lockpicks break all the time. And I'm sure they have like a hardness level of Lux. So you're going to need a lot of these, or just give up on picking Lux and just smash things apart. You probably can't smash a safe apart. Well, you can, but it's got like an armor rating of 5,000, so it's very difficult to smash it. And I'm thinking also, if you smash a safe like you saw me do earlier with the other loot box, the backpack, everything in it gets destroyed too. So, that wouldn't do any good. So have some lockpicks if you want to lockpick stuff. You will run across safes and walls and gun safes and attics or garages and things like that. Now, the other items that are craftable weaponry, you start off creating stone tools. After you get a forge, you can get up to iron and things like that. You get missions from traders to go and dig up treasure, and you're going to need to create a stone shovel. You don't need to carry this on you because you're only going to use it on those missions most of the time. There's very other little reason to carry a shovel, because how many times do you need to dig a hole? Unless you're creating a trench or something like that. I don't know, but this is, I probably could do without. Then my weaponry. I have no reason not to fill up my quick slots, to fill up my quick slot bar with weaponry, because it doesn't add to my overburden, and I might as well. And I want multiple ammunition types and multiple weapons that take those ammunition types. 1 is none, 2 is 1. So I have a 9mm pistol. It's just called pistol. I have a club that I made out of wood and added that fire mod to. I have a double barrel shotgun. I have a tactical assault rifle, and all of these you are going to find throughout the world eventually. And the club is craftable, the shovel's craftable, the axe is craftable. You can create a stone sledgehammer. I found an iron sledgehammer, but even the iron's craftable with a forge. Other uncraftable items, I have that hunting rifle that I took out the rabbit with. And I have a blunderbuss. The blunderbuss is pretty cool. Let me show you this thing. So the blunderbuss is like a big scattergat. It just blows shit up. Like, I don't got any zombies near me. But it's not accurate. You got to be fairly close. If you've got a horde coming after you, I think it'll knock down and maybe kill 2 zombies if you hit it right. So it's basically like a cannon shotgun. That's awesome. But the reload on it is, this one's a high level, so the reload was actually quick. But if you're stuck in a horde, you're probably gonna die if the blunderbuss is your only weapon. That's a cool weapon. So, again, I have a pistol, I have a club, shotgun, sawed-off shotgun, assault rifle, and you can add mods like scopes and things. I just haven't found them or created them yet. Hunting rifle, blunderbuss, a knife. That's good. I use this. I think you saw me use it. I use this to cut up. No, I didn't. I used the axe, but you can cut up animals with it. I think you get a bonus on how much meat you get out. Not positive. Sledgehammer. Sledgehammer is great for just knocking down doors, heavy stuff. And my axe. And the last spot I just use for, a quick change spot, whatever I may want to use or build and all that. All right, so looking around, I'm going to leave my character here. So we got to the point where we know how to create basically your basic camp and how to do some looting attributes and how to smash things and get out of some tight spots. I'm going to come back. I think I'm going to come back at around 6 p.m. Eastern time. Yeah, just taking a look at the time. And around 6 p.m. after I have some late lunch, we can go adventuring, and we'll take a look at a little later on some other areas in the map. And maybe we can do a mission for some of the traders, find an airdrop, and all that. So thank you very much, all my viewers out there. Quite a few viewers today. That was really cool. I want to thank Reddit and everyone that came from those areas. So, welcome, welcome, welcome. And I'll talk to you guys. In a little bit. So I think we need to the keyboard cat play us out here. So take it easy, guys.